I ask all of us to join together and keep in mind the Jewish community in Paris, the victims and their families. Please rise for a brief parak of Tehillim. Shir Ma'alot Mimamakim Kraticha Adonai. Adonai Shima B'Koli Tiyena Aznecha Kashuvot L'Kol Tach Adonai. Im Avonot Tishmarya Adonai Miyamod. Ki Imcha Slicha Leman Tivarei. Kiviti Adonai, Kivta Nafshi, Velid Vara Hochalti. Nafshi Ladonai, Mishomrim Laboker, Shomerim Laboker. Yachel Yisrael Adonai, Kim Adonai HaChesed, V'harbei Mofedut. V'hu yiftet Yisrael mikol avonotav. Please remain standing for the Hatikvah, followed by the national anthem.
Let's think about my mom and SAR, I think about love and commitment. My mother loves being at SAR. When I think about my mom and SAR, I think about love.
Alpayim shana ani nodeh Mechapes et haaretz otani Kol yom mechadash halev nishbar Kol yom mechadash ulai machar Matai hageulah Ani מאמין באמונה שלמה בביאת המשיח בארץ ישראל של אהבה בכל יום שיגיע אהבת ישראל
Just watch. Don't believe me, 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 just watch.
Welcome to SAR's 46th anniversary dinner. My name is Jill Shanzer, and along with my husband Bruce and my esteemed co-chairs Adina and David Rosen, we are so excited to be celebrating with you here tonight.
This year's dinner comes on the heels of the devastating attacks on our fellow Jews in Paris yesterday. These all too common events remind us of how important it is to give our children a love of Yiddishkeit and of Eretz Yisrael. We are fortunate that our children attend a school in which this love of learning, of Yiddishkeit and of Eretz Yisrael are founding principles. A school that recognizes the strength of the Klal lies in the importance of educating every child. Tonight's dinner ensures that SAR is able to fulfill this critical mission. Tonight's dinner is also very special for several reasons. First, it seems there are remarkable and even record-breaking numbers. Never before have we had 24 honorees. Never before have we had over 1,000 people registered. Never before have we had over 1,000 donations towards the scholarship fund that total over $3.7 million. Let us not, however, break the record for the longest running program. One of the things that sets SAR apart is that our over 1,400 students are from many different backgrounds. A founding principle is that no child or family is turned away due to financial need. Our children are indeed our future, and if our guests of honor are representative of that, we are doing something very right.
This leads to the next thing that makes this evening very special, a very special group of honorees. Our guests of honor are our very own alumni who served as Chayalim Tzahal during Operation Protective Edge in the summer of 2014. They are a source of immeasurable pride to all of us and deserve our thanks and this recognition. Our Michael Schreck Memorial Community Service Award honoree is my dear friend, Lynette Tulkoff. Lynette preceded us as dinner chair and set a bar so high we can barely see it, let alone hope to clear it. Our Audrey Shergan Memorial Faculty Award honoree is Marjorie Jacobowitz. Director of College Counseling Emeritus. Marjorie was the first in this role at the high school when it was formed in 2002. Of course, Acharon Chaviv, tonight we recognize and bid a fond farewell to our beloved Marcia Jacobowitz. As head of the Early Learning Center for the past 44 years, Marcia has given literally thousands of SAR students their start in the warm and nurturing environment that is SAR. On a personal note, thank you for all you have done for our children. We will miss you very much and wish you much Hatzlacha.
While tonight we pay tribute to this esteemed group, it is you we thank as well. You have contributed your time, energy, and resources to make SAR the extraordinary place that it is. And to those 80 families who joined our annual major giving program, the Guardian Circle, we thank you for your generosity and for making SAR a priority. And to everyone here, we acknowledge and celebrate your part in our success.
Thank you. Erev Tov, thank you very much for coming. This morning, as we read of the birth of Moshe Rabbeinu, the Torah tells us, Vatar ha'isha vateled ben, vatera oto ki tovhu, vatitzpenehu shlosha yirachim. The woman gave birth, she saw that he was good, and she hid him for 3 months. The commentaries are all bothered by this description. What exactly did she see? Did this boy really look different from everybody else? Aren't all children good? What does goodness look like? A number of responses are suggested to this question, all relevant to what I believe we are celebrating tonight. Famous Rashi teaches us, Kishenolad nitmalei habayit or. When Moshe was born, the house was filled with light. Others speak about his physical characteristics. He was strong enough to be hidden immediately after birth. But I believe we can read this pasuk with a different focus, not only on who Moshe was, but reflecting on his mother. Vatera oto kitovu. She saw him. She knew that he was good. This mother understood the potential of a young child. This mother was able to see goodness, beauty, and light in her newborn. And perhaps most importantly, Vatitz Pneu Shlosha Yirachim. This mother didn't just see, she didn't just contemplate latent potential, but she acted. She hid him, watched over him, nourished him, and cared for him, so he could actualize all of that goodness. Vayar Elokim et kol asher asa, v'hinei tov ma'od. Yocheved actually was imitating God, who teaches us to look at his creations and to see the goodness in them. And with this one act of foresight on her part, Am Yisrael inherited a leader. Yocheved taught us the concept of Hakarat HaTov, Vatera Oto. When we recognize good, everything else seems to flow naturally. Dear friends, Ma'aseh Avot Siman Labanim, tonight we follow by recognizing Kitov Hu. Tonight we join collectively to reaffirm that our children are good, that our children fill the world with light, and that our children are worth our time, energy, and resources. And tonight we follow Yocheved and combine wonderful thoughts with thoughtful action as we conclude an incredibly successful and hopeful fundraising drive that continues to allow every Jewish child that we can serve the benefit of an SAR education. Tonight is one of Hakarat HaTov, and we are thankful to all of you for your commitment to this school. We are honored to be surrounded each and every day by the people who nourish that goodness and help our children recognize their own passions and talents. Ki chayoteina. Please join me expressing our Hakarat HaTov to the faculty of SAR for all that they do every day. It is my honor to welcome the many community leaders who have joined us tonight. State Senator Jeff Klein, State Assemblyman Jeff Dinowitz, City Councilman Andrew Cohen, thank you for being here. To Rabbi Asher Lopatin, Rabbi Yaakov Lerner, Rabbi Shmuel Hain, Rabbi Levi Shem Tov, Rabbi Yitzi Genak, Rabbi Barry Dov Katz, Rosh Hila Dina Nyman, Rabbi J.J. Schachter, Rabbi Gavriel Bellino, Rabbi Akiva Block, Rabbi David Silver, Rabbi Jeff Fox, Rabbi Shmuel Greenberg, Dr. Kalman Stein, Rabbi Jeff Kobrin, Rav Tomer Ronen, thank you all for being here tonight. To Rabbi Yitz and Blue Greenberg, to Mrs. Lucy Lang, pillars of the SAR community over generations, as always, we are honored by your presence. Thank you. We pause for a moment to remember SAR's founding principal, Rabbi Sheldon Schwat, Zichrono Livracha. Rabbi Schwat was a true visionary who conceived of and implemented so many things that make SAR the unique place that it is. He saw children as good, and he created an environment that allowed them to develop that goodness. Yehi Zichro Baruch. Please direct your attention to the screen.
When I think about my mom and SAR, I think about love and commitment. My mother loves being at SAR.
It was the beginnings of SAR, and we thought we were recreating the world. I taught a 5th grade and a 4th grade.
Rav Schwat had the brains and understanding to say, study and become the head of the ELC.
I tried it. After 2 weeks, I knew I was home and that I was never going to leave.
Marcia was able to understand where kids are coming from and what they need.
I love doing carpool duty in the morning, taking them out of the cars. They can't wait to walk into the building.
Morning, kids. Good morning. Well, good morning. Good morning, Marcia. Good morning. How are you?
Marcia is the matriarch of our administrative team. She is always there.
I've told Marcia many times over the years that she had us at Boker Tov. What an impact she's made on so many kids and so many families.
I know JJ. You know JJ too? Yeah.
People come back and they want to bring their kids back. And there's nothing more wonderful than seeing the generations in front of you. They're ready to walk in. And so it's a process of helping them grow, giving them the tools, exposing them to all the things that we believe in.
The first thing that pops into my mind is your magnificent, positive energy and doing, always thinking about the individual needs of everybody.
The staff in ELC is amazing. They care about kids, and I love talking to them about kids.
You've been the most amazing friend and supporter and educational guide to me and to so many countless others.
She's been a friend to me, a mother to me, a mentor to me.
It has been a real privilege working with you and learning from you for the past 29 years.
I'm really gonna miss having you here at SAR. Bye, Marcia.
I can't believe I'm really saying goodbye. I can't believe it. 44 years, it's a long time. My car knows nothing else in the morning. It goes automatically.
It's been simply glorious and fulfilling and full of love and full of sharing. And I look forward now to amazing meals.
And you're not going to have to hear any more kid stories at the dinner table.
I love them all.
Dear Marcia, it is hard to imagine our ELC, our administrative meetings, first grade, or carpooling without your presence. You have taught me so much over the past 10 years, and I can only hope that I, together with all of us, will carry those messages forward, and in that way you will continue to positively impact the SAR community as you have done for the past 44 years. You taught us that SAR is first and foremost about loving children and loving people. You never raise your voice, and your opinions are always expressed positively and with a smile. You build relationships, and then people listen to your wise and professional counsel. You carve out time for people's weaknesses and challenges, and you make sure they know that you deeply care. You taught us that we are always learning and growing. You encouraged us to explore new ideas at administrative meetings and always expressed appreciation when we tackled something new and different. You were never afraid to bring in new ideas to your ELC and have done that with vigor even in your last year with a new robotics program that you're about to introduce and you're so excited about. You embraced technology for yourself and for your teachers, but never allowed that to interfere with the core of who we are and what we do. You have served as the wise member of our team. You brought institutional memory and long-standing values to our discussions about anecdotals, about professional development, about relationships, about standards, and about hashkafa. You suggested and advocated, but never demanded or dictated. And after decisions were made, you were always loyal and a team player. Marcia, you have impacted thousands of children and their families. Many of those children are now parents in our school and have returned because of who you are and what you represent. As you take this next big step on your journey, please know that your impact here will continue. We will miss you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. My goodness. Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Okay. I got to start, most important, by thanking the dinner committee
and the business staff who worked so hard to put this beautiful and successful dinner together. Thank you. I want to thank all the other special individuals with whom I'm sharing tonight's honors. And I want to thank my husband, my children, and my grandchildren, who are and have always been central to my life. Let me tell you about something that happened the other day. I bumped into a college friend whom I hadn't seen in years, and after some chit-chat, she's asked me, "Where do you work?" "At SAR Academy," I said. "SAR in Riverdale?" "Yeah." "Is it true that SAR administrators love their jobs?" "Are you kidding? Some of them have been known to hang around for years just to enjoy seeing their students return as parents." "Hey, I heard that one administrator has been there so long, she's conducted over 10,000 interviews of children entering the school." "Yep, and I happen to know her pretty well. I reviewed over 7,000 anecdotals, and don't ask how many zippers and how many hugs I've given out." "Is that the school whose past principals have all made Aliyah?" "Yeah. And there are even rumors that the present principal, Rabbi Krause, has been spotted practicing singing the Hatikvah in his office when no one is looking." "And is it the school that for generations has continued to benefit from amazing board support?" "Yep, that's the one." "Wow, I've heard that SAR is world famous. Is that true?" "Well, I can tell you that it's well known in Israel, but I don't know about Libya." "Did SAR create a high school that has achieved amazing success?" "Yes, students travel from at least 3 different states to attend it." "Most important, how would you rate the faculty?" "Simply put, SAR has the best faculty of any school, par none." Best, absolutely the best. "Are the teachers friendly?" "Yeah, the faculty has created lifetime friendships, many which endure long after they've left the school. And yes, a few people volunteer to leave so that there'll be enough honorees at the dinner." After 44 years at SAR, I can tell you that the school's core values have endured the test of time. The educational philosophy and the processes created by Rabbi Schwat, Fuld, Cohen, and now Rabbi Krause are continuing to enrich the lives of new generations of SAR children. What has changed at SAR? Communication and technology. Before the age of computers, we would communicate by yelling over the banisters. Now we send out emails and videos on a continuous stream. Dismissal is now so carefully structured that if a child is temporarily missing, we know it in 4 seconds. And you know how we used to do security? If I saw a stranger, I would walk over to him or her and ask, "Can I help?" Now we're Fort Knox. What hasn't changed at SAR and never will? Our love of Torah, our love of Israel, and our overflowing love of children. Dear SAR, I love you and I'll miss you. Thank you.
Erev Tov, good evening everyone. It is my pleasure to also welcome Rabbi Sar Horowitz and Rabbi Yismach. Thank you so much for being here with us this evening. Thank you to all of you for joining us tonight in celebration of our beloved SAR and in support of the SAR Scholarship Fund, which aids so many students in their quest to receive an outstanding Jewish education. This morning, we began to read of the life of Moshe Rabbeinu. From the Jewish perspective, Moshe achieved all that a human being could possibly achieve. He reached the greatest of spiritual and intellectual heights. And at the same time, Moshe was Anav Mikol Adam, the most humble of all people. In a sense, we can encompass Moshe's outstanding achievements in one phrase. Moshe Rabbeinu was the humble leader. And in that way, among others, he serves for us as the ideal model of how to lead and of how to change the world. If one's humility limits one's capacity to act, it is misplaced. On the other hand, if one's self-confidence prevents one from hearing the voice of another, then the leadership is selfish and self-centered. Moshe's was the strongest form of leadership. His unparalleled capacities were shaped by his humility as a servant of God and of the Jewish people. This exceptional institution, our beloved SAR, has learned the lesson that Moshe modeled for us and learned it well. Our yeshiva is led by a board of trustees, strong in its leadership and humble in disposition. Our lay leaders propel us forward with their energy and mesirut nefesh, all the while fully aware that it's not about them or us, but about the kids. And what is true for our board is true for all of us as a community. As a community, we all shoot for the stars in our effort to provide an outstanding and inspiring Jewish education for our children. And we all humbly realize that we cannot do it alone. Our humility allows us to see that educating our children is a partnership between parents, educators, and lay leaders. I feel blessed to be part of an institution where confidence and humility combine to form a very special partnership, a collaboration of parents, educators, and leaders that make SAR an always learning and always growing institution. And it is in that spirit that I want to take the opportunity now to thank my colleagues, the amazing administration and staff of SAR, for their remarkable dedication, love, and passion. You are the ones who inspire and empower our students to bring Torah to life. It is an honor to work with you each and every day. And it is in that spirit that I turn to our next honoree. I remember those early days of the high school. It was amazing to see that we had real, living, and breathing students and teachers, and our classes were actually functioning. Kids were learning, and we were taking ourselves very seriously. But would anyone else? Why would those big colleges out there take our fledgling institutions seriously? Would parents have confidence that we could make things happen for their children? Even as I say these words tonight, I still have that image of a superhero kind of flying into the room to come to our rescue. And truth be told, when Marge Jacobs showed up at SAR High School, it felt just like that. It was Marge flying in to the rescue. Marge, you too have lived the lesson of being a humble leader. Marge is one strong lady. You don't say no to Marge, at least not very often. And yet you, Marge, always listen to what other people have to say, and you do it with patience. You can be stern, but you make people laugh at the same time. You are honest and straightforward, always and uncompromisingly, but you share your feelings with love and concern. And always, always, the kids come first. Marge, you came to SAR as quite a celebrity in your field. And what was most important to you at that time was to bring your talent to help the Jewish community. And you certainly did. Thank you for all that you have done to guide our students and parents and us as teachers and administrators. Thank you for all that you have done to put us on the map. I can honestly say, and I mean it honestly, that I slept better at night knowing that you were worrying about all of that admissions stuff that had to be taken care of. Marge, we love you and respect you with all our hearts, and we hope that we will still get to see you plenty in our building. Mazal tov to you on this hard-earned and well-deserved honor. I ask you to please turn your attention to the screen as we pay tribute to Ms. Marge Jacobs, the recipient of the 2015 Audrey Shergan Memorial Faculty Award.
When my husband said to me, I'm going to forward your resume to Rabbi Avi Weiss because they are building this new Jewish high school in Riverdale, I thought, crazy? And then from that to getting a call from Tully.
When I met with Marge for the first time, she made it really clear that after really an illustrious career in guidance, in college guidance, in Scarsdale, she felt that it was time to do something for the Jewish community. She really wanted to dedicate this part of her career to creating opportunities for kids like ours to be able to attend the best colleges out there.
Marge Jacobs put SAR High School on the map. Marge was able to infuse those values into high school counseling program. She works so beautifully and collaboratively with the team that she put together.
When you sit down with Marjorie and your child and go through their life here at SAR, and as Marjorie listens to what your child says, it makes your child feel so proud of what they accomplished at SAR.
She is a rock star. Marge is a gift. She's magic. She's all class.
Marge, what an honor it has been to work with you over the past 8 years. You have established an incredibly dynamic college counseling team, and we have a long legacy of greatness that will continue for years to come as a result of your guidance.
Ms. Jacobs has also played a very important role and contributed a lot of time and energy to SARPA, SAR High School's Political Action Alliance. Ms. Jacobs took part in every single conversation, helped shape our thinking, taught us how to lead, and taught us how to advocate.
It was an incredibly impactful thing for me as a high school student to say that, wow, I had this exposure and I had this ability to meet with congressmen, and it gave me incredible self-confidence, not only in myself, but in my ability to advocate for Israel.
Thank you for all that you've done for me. You've been amazingly inspirational in both your professional and your personal life.
You have always supported me in all of my endeavors and placed a strong emphasis on education.
Margie is fashionable and approachable and kind. She's got a heart of gold, but a spine of steel. And she works harder than pretty much anybody I know.
There are very few moments in my life that are as special as this one. It comes at a time when I can look back and reflect on such wonderful experiences with SAR, the students, and the community, and sharing it with so many friends and with my family could not be more special. Thank you.
Congratulations, Lynette and Marcia, and a proud salute to SAR's IDF. SAR is an exemplary school born of the dream of visionaries. Motivated by a dream of my own, 13 years ago, I walked into a school with scaffolding and building materials scattered chaotically throughout the first floor, far from the neat and tidy environment that I expected. Yet, it was functional, developing, and promising, an apt metaphor for a school that grew each year, floor by floor and class by class, until it evolved into an architecturally and philosophically complex and compelling high school that it is today. From SAR's first class of pioneers who established a culture of self-empowerment and individualism, nurtured by a collective spirit and incomparable bonds of friendship to our students today who are here tonight. SAR was, is, and always will be a uniquely wonderful institution. I'm thankful to so many of you for my experiences here. My students, I admire you, I'm inspired by you, and I love you. Parents, I am deeply grateful for your support. Rabbi Harcsztark and the administrators, I'm honored to work with you. My department, Michael Courtney, Lisa Birnbaum, Carrie Cohen, and Ann Moran, I respect your work and your commitment to enhancing college counseling every day, every year. You are the greatest. The SAR faculty, the SAR support staff, and the SAR custodial staff, you are models of engagement and dedication. You are also wonderful friends and colleagues. A particular thanks to Nancy Laria, Gila Kolb, and Michelle Hoke. To my family, Phil, for encouraging me and inspiring me to take this step and for accommodating your life accordingly. To my children, for being the fulfillment of our dreams and for creating and following dreams of your own. And to my grandchildren, for the sweetness of unconditional love. Volunteering in Israel after the Six-Day War, Phil and I were told that we would gain much more from that experience than we would ever give. That prophetic prediction is true of my life at SAR as well. For that and for this honor, I'm deeply grateful to all of you.
Lynette Tulkoff. What can we say about Lynette Tulkoff?
I have things we could say. But why don't you go first?
No, you go first, actually. I think.
You're a good soldier, choosing your battle. Pick yourself up and dust yourself off and back in the saddle. You're on the front line.
Lynette is from far away, not only geographically. Those of you that know her know that she thinks a little bit out of the box, and she has a habit of challenging the status quo.
Having grown up in South Africa at a time when it was in apartheid South Africa, when there was so much prejudice and it was institutionalized, it's really amazing for me to be raising my kids, not only the United States, but also in an environment like SAR.
Sophie Tulkoff.
To see how much my daughters have enjoyed both coming to school and when they're away from school, missing school. Once I started volunteering here, I got it.
What I love about Lynette is there's no challenge that's too large, and she's not scared of telling the truth. All she cares about is making SAR better.
Being honored is not about her, it's about her pursuit of excellence being put on the stage. And that's, I think, what's special about Lynette and why she should be honored.
She thinks very big. We'll sit around a development committee table and brainstorm different ideas, and it will always be Lynette who comes up with an idea that at first seems kind of crazy and maybe unrealistic, and then she just keeps on pounding away at it and says, you know what, you might think it's crazy, but I'm going to actually go do it. And she does.
She's the kind of person who, when she delegates, she has full expectation that you're ready for that responsibility. And you better be ready for it, because Lynette is, she's right on top of it, and you're part of her team.
When Lynette and I would walk into the building, I would see people's faces start to get really nervous. They saw us coming and they knew Lynette was coming, and the building better be clean, it better be orderly, everything better be in place.
She's on her way. Tell everyone.
Working with Lynette kept me on my toes every step of the way. I never met somebody more dedicated and hardworking than Lynette.
She's a great person. She's a great supporter of SAR.
All
Sylvia and I would really just like to thank SAR for taking some of my mom's concentration so it wasn't all focused on us and we had a little bit of time off. Thank you. Mazal tov, Mom. We love you.
How do you feel about Mom being honored? Did we pick the right one?
Yeah, of course, she's the best. Lynette has changed the face of volunteering at SAR forever.
Lynette, you made us better with every decision you made.
Everything you do is with so much class and with such a good accent. So here's to you.
Thank you.
Congratulations. We wish we could be with you. We will be thinking of you, and we love you.
It is just, the air in SAR is just so sweet. I just think that volunteering adds so much to your child's experience and to your experience in being part of the SAR community.
We're all Africa.
I've been told we can't speak about Lynette without a l'chaim. So, l'chaim. Lynette, it is rare to find someone with the combination of passion, action, and positive energy that you possess, as we just heard, and as we know. As a leading member of our development committee and chairperson of our dinners, you pushed forward ideas that were so ambitious, and you forced us to explore things that were, as we heard, very out of the box. It's amazing to go to a meeting with you and to watch you push those ideas forward and to make them happen. You don't take no for an answer, a quality that makes you a successful professional and an incredibly effective spokesperson for causes that are dear to your heart. SAR has been lucky to be the beneficiary of that passion, wisdom, and action for many years. Lynette, SAR is stronger because of you, and we are honored to express our hakarat hatov to you tonight by presenting you with the Michael Schreck Community Service Award. Mike Schreck loved this school, he loved children, and he understood that we cannot afford to say no. Please join me in honoring Lynette Tulkoff.
Before my mom speaks, I just wanted to wish a mazel tov to all the honorees. Miss Jacobs and her whole college guidance team, especially Mr. Courtney, are the reason that I'm in the perfect university for myself. Mazal tov to all my friends and former classmates who are serving in the IDF and being honored as Chayalim and Chayalot. As some of you know, I too served in the IDF, and I know it can be really tough as a lone soldier, serving under Israeli officers, all with an incredible work ethic and attention to detail to ensure the safety of Medinat Yisrael. That being said, nothing compares to serving under my lifelong commander, my mom. Ladies and gentlemen, my Ramatkal, Lynette Tulkoff.
Thank you, Sophie. Well, it definitely looks a little different on the big screen. I thought I was just volunteering. Dana, it feels strange to be up here without you, but thank you to our successors, the Shanza Rosen team, for a really beautiful dinner. Thank you. I want to thank the Academy for this award, and the high school, and the rabbis and the teachers, and all of you for this honor, and allowing me to share the spotlight with these amazing co-honorees. Vera Schreck, Michael Schreck's widow, wrote me a beautiful note about how important SAR was to Michael and the Schreck family. I feel such pride, together with an ongoing obligation, in accepting the Michael Schreck Community Service Award. And I look forward to being involved in the continued success of SAR. Thank you all, and enjoy the rest of this beautiful evening, as I will now that this is over.
And now to this evening's guests of honor. Sometime in the middle of this past summer, I spoke with a New York Times reporter who was very interested in the fact that such a significant number of our graduates were defending the state of Israel during this summer's campaign. She kept asking me the same kinds of questions over and over. These are American kids? Yes. Do they have dual citizenship? Almost none of them do, no. Are they obligated to do this for any reason? No. You mean they're volunteering? Yes. Really? Yes. Why would they do such a thing? It was, for me, a moment of great pride in having this exchange and hearing a reaction, so to speak, from the outside. We talk about our tagline a lot. It's not just what you learn, it's who you become. Look at who these men and women have become. They made a decision. They took a step forward. They led. They had the courage to pursue a dream and to act on their deeply held beliefs. And nothing can make us more proud. We talk about humble leaders in the spirit of Moshe Rabbeinu. In a few moments, you will see a beautiful video tribute to our Chayalim, our honorees. Look at these beautiful young men and women, and you will see that they embody those values of leadership and humility. Young men and women who have chosen to give of themselves to serve God and country as Ovdei Hashem, as defenders of Medinat Yisrael. But before we honor them, we must take a moment to honor those who have stood behind our Chayalim, who supported them, who worried about them, who lost sleep over them, who are so proud of them tonight. Let us take a moment to pay tribute to the parents of our honorees, of our guests of honor. I ask Thank you. That was great, and I'm going to ask you to do it again in a second. I ask all parents of our Chayalim to please stand so that we can pay tribute and express our admiration to you for all that you have done for your children. And now, please turn your attention to the video screen as we pay tribute to this year's guests of honor.
מי שברח אבותינו אברהם יצחק ויעקב ויברך את חיילי צבא הגנה לישראל ואנשי כוחות הביטחון עומדים על משמר ארצנו וארצנו.
We're making paintings to SAR graduates who are fighting in the Israeli army right now.
You have letters to send?
The reason that we're here all together is the fact that a school have 20 Chayalim who participated in Sukkeitan. It's an astronomical number. I can't even imagine that would exist anywhere else.
Hi, my name is Adina Israel. I'm part of class of 2012 and I'm proud to serve in the IDF. Ever since I was really little, my parents and community have encouraged me to be a strong and active Zionist. Both this and the SAR community have encouraged me to leave all that I had behind and join the IDF.
Now, I've decided to take my talents to the Holy Land and join
I'm Alex Katz from New Rochelle, New York. I went to SAR from 1st grade to 12th grade. I graduated the high school in 2012. When I decided to go to the Army, when I announced it in Yeshiva, my Dvar Torah on the Parsha was all about what SAR has been teaching me. Making Kiddush Hashem and what it means. Rabbi Drelach throughout all of elementary school would always say, make Kiddush Hashem, make Kiddush Hashem.
Hello, I'm David Ronan from Teaneck, New Jersey. I was also at SAR from 1st grade till 12th grade, and I was in the paratrooper brigade. Now I'm in commander school. It's not about myself, it's not about me. It's about Israel, it's about Eretz Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Medinat Yisrael, and the people who live here.
Hi, my name is Marcia. I'm from SAR's class of 2012.
and now I'm serving in the Golani Brigade. I've always felt a type of connection to Israel from my family and also from my community, but definitely from SAR. They always try to push this connection that if something happens in Israel, it's not something that just happened in Israel. We're also saying Tehillim. We're also trying to raise money or trying to get a donation going.
I can certainly remember when I was a much younger guy, spending my first days at SAR and watching little 3-4-year-olds in white and blue. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And we see that it just becomes a part of their language and who they are.
Well, let's think, why do we have Kever Rachel?
To ingrain those values from when kids were tiny. Just become part of their language, to be able to wave Degel Yisrael, to be able to celebrate those Chagim, and one thing builds on the next.
My name is Max Kane. I graduated SAR High School in 2011.
To be a soldier of Tzahal is a statement.
As I grew up through my years at SAR, I realized that the Army was something I had to do for myself. So I decided to join the Army in on July 1st, 2012.
My name is Racheli Jonas. I graduated SAR Academy in 2008 and SAR High School in 2012. I served in Yahalom, which is a combat engineering unit. Obviously, SAR started me on my journey to Israel.
When you're in an open environment, you don't think about the arba melt around you. You get a feeling that there's something beyond you. There's something bigger than you.
Things that I thought were taboo to mention or to even think about, SAR's bringing it up, it's on the table. Just having an open mind and being able to speak about all these different things, for me, that's something that really impacted me.
I'm Sam Fragan from Scarsdale, New York. I'm currently in Nachal, which is infantry. For me, making Aliyah, it wasn't a question of if, it was a question of when.
I believe that SAR integrates Zionism into every single aspect of social life, whether it is saying Mishpach Chayalei Tzahal every morning after davening, or whether it's having chagigas, dressing up in blue and white for Yom HaAtzmaut.
One of the pillars of an SAR education is the connecting our students to Medinat Yisrael, to Eretz Yisrael.
I was immediately drafted to Israel Army.
We actually try very, very hard to teach our kids through giving them and providing them with certain real experiences that become part of who they are.
Hello, my name is Sarah Schloss. I am from Riverdale, New York. I graduated in 2008. I am a shooting instructor for Lotar. Something that's really, SAR really gave to me for my love of Israel and my understanding of Israel was all the Israeli teachers that we had in SAR.
We're a school that still is committed to Ivrit, to learning in Hebrew, to Hebrew immersion, to Hebrew becoming part of who we are, and for our graduating students to be comfortable in the Hebrew language.
The UN החליטו, תודה, לחלק את פלסטין.
For us, it means integrating Israeli education everywhere we can in the classroom. It can be part of the Limudei Kodesh program, it's part of the history program. When you take on all of those pieces, it ends up permeating the culture of the school in many different places.
Hi, my name is David Arbit. I graduated SAR in the class of 2010. I served in Golani in the 12th Battalion. One of the things I remember best is that Tekes on Yom HaZikaron at SAR. I always remember being very touched by the stories and by the Tekes itself.
And I don't think I fully understood what the Tekes Yom HaZikaron was until I moved to Israel. And I go to Har Herzl on Yom HaZikaron, and the songs that they sing there are the same songs that we sing in SAR. The fact that I know those songs is so important. It's so full of Israeli culture. And the fact that I learned that in 6th grade in SAR is so amazing to me.
One of the highlights of the year is joining us on the steps for Hallel on Yom HaAtzmaut and then Yom Yerushalayim. Alumni come back to join us for that day. Parents join us on that day.
For us, it's a real source of pride that 80% of our graduates spend a year in Israel.
One time when I saw Rabbi Harcsztark, his face lit up and asked me how I was, how my service was going, how was it living in Israel. And the last thing he said to me was, Yishal Koch, we're so proud of you. That meant the world to me, that I have an entire school and faculty and community behind me.
My name is Hannah Lieberman. I graduated at SAR in 2011. I'm here at the end of my Kurs K'tzinim, officer school graduation. We went through the Operation Protective Edge, guarded on the Gaza border. Finally, I'm finished, and I'm a first lieutenant.
Hi, how are you, David?
continued appreciation for what the young men and women of the state of Israel sacrifice and do to protect us all around the world.
חטיבת גולני כאן קודקוד. היום מוצאי שבת. עם ישראל כולו מאחורינו. צאו להתקפה, התקפת סוף.
The past summer here was very difficult. We started to realize that there were so many of our graduates involved in the war. I guess there was a feeling both of trepidation and of really deep pride.
This past summer, I was part of Israel's defense against Gaza in Tzuk Eitan. The walk-in was, I could say, the most exciting moment that I've had in my life.
We went into Gaza on Saturday night, July 19th. I was a Samal Makhlaka, which means a platoon sergeant, which means I'm the number 2 in charge of a group of 21 people. Nobody in my platoon had ever seen any form of live combat, been in any war or anything like that. Everybody's obviously, you have all different emotions. You're scared, you're excited, you're motivated, you sort of feel everything. It's a mixture of emotions. After we went in, 8 of the 21 soldiers in my platoon were injured. Some more seriously than others, including my commanding officer. That put me in a position where I then had to continue on fighting in the war, being in a position that I wasn't necessarily trained for or wasn't necessarily ready for.
On the one hand, I was frightened. There were rockets flying, sirens going off 6 or 7 times a day, and my parents were far away. However, on the other hand, it was the first time that I actually felt like I was doing something. There was something happening in the state of Israel, and I felt like I could do something about it.
For the first time in my entire life, I felt that what I've worked for and what I've waited for since I was 6 years old was to defend this country. That was the feeling that, at that moment you were actually doing your dream, living the dream.
אני חושבת שלהיות אימא של חייל זה מאוד מאוד קשה. ולהיות אימא של חייל בודד זה הרבה יותר קשה.
But there are certain moments in your service where you're definitely struck by the fact that you are a lone soldier and what that really means.
That sounds very simple, but it's something very difficult to come back after a week in the army. That could be really, really tough, and you could be in the shetach, in the field with no shower, no nothing, and then you come home and you don't have that hug from your parents.
When she would call me and she would say that she was fine, but I could hear in her voice that she was really feeling very emotional from what was happening and stressed, and I couldn't comfort her. It was tough.
ואפילו בעניינים הטכניים, לחבש לו את המדים, להכין לו ארוחת שבת כשהוא מגיע אחרי 3 שבועות שהוא לא היה בבית.
In one of the first weeks after I drafted, it was Thanksgiving, and so I did a Skype phone call with my family back home. My commander came in and was like, you need to get off now. And I had to hang up on them in the middle of a Skype conversation, and it was just devastating.
We kind of create our own community because I have a lot of friends that are also here, so that definitely helps a lot.
When I first got to the Army, I was in basic training for 1 month. The other girls there were constantly crying how they just wanted the week to be over so they could go home to their families.
People talk about how they go home and the first thing they do is give their parents a hug and kiss, and they wait for their parents' food, and I don't have that, but it's the sacrifices you make for something you believe in.
This past Purim, we actually got mishloach manot from SIR, which was truly amazing. It was the candy is really fun. We always love candy, but the best part of it is keep sending candy. But the best part is the letters that we get from students.
That was a crazy moment for me because I remember writing
songs. Exactly.
In SAR.
Yeah, it's true. You never really think they're
gonna. You never think they're gonna.
Yeah, I thought if I can be honest, I thought they threw them out, but now I see they really get them. It's funny when the Americans come up to me and say like, "I'm Tuna,"
and you're like, "I'm from New York."
I'm from New York. Yeah, it's okay, but don't hurt yourself.
Like, let's take a selfie. When I joined the army, I was not only learning Hebrew, I was learning Army Hebrew.
Well, I don't get when they call me a gingy. Like, this is
my Hebrew got much better, but my Hebrew is now in Army Hebrew.
Can I play the song?
ואת איתי, את לא לבד, למבצעית יש רק אחד.
כמה הייתי יוצא, שתשלחי לי עוד עכשיו.
I have a really American accent though.
כל הזמן צנחן, כל הזמן מוכן.
המש"קית אמרה לי, או אני או גולני.
השמש ידום בין עוזר
רפיח, ירח ילבין על פסקת החרמון.
talk about the or the Medina, as in we're just one country. And that's something that I discovered here, a feeling of being able to give to this and to also enjoy being part of it.
Everyone needs to do the most that they're able to do for Israel. That's, for me, the definition of being a Jew.
I want to be part of building the nation. I want my kids to grow up there.
I truly believe that through my army service, I gave a lot to this country and a lot to the Jews living in this country.
I believe that by moving to Israel and joining the IDF, I'm contributing to Isaiah's prophecy that all Jews should return to Israel.
See an SAR graduate in Madin, nothing better than that. We are so proud of you. We think of you all the time.
Thank you, SAR, for staying consistent and showing me as much love today as you did as my first day in 4th grade.
This is an evening where we can say, Toda Rabba. Thank you for who you are. Thank you for what you have done. Thank you for strengthening our connection to Medinat Israel.
חבר'ה, הגיע המכתבים.
הוא יברך את חיילי ישראל, את חיילי ישראל. השם, השם ישמור, ישמור ויציל, ויציל אתכם. השם ישמור, ישמור ויציל, ויציל אתכם, את חיילינו.
May you be able to serve with honor and with dignity, continue to make us proud, and to be able to do your share and be able to bring peace to Medinat Yisrael and to Am Yisrael around the world. Kol hakavod to all of you. Thank you so much.
כי אדוני הולכם לכם, נלחם לכם, עם אויביכם, נושיע אתכם, ונאמר אמן.
At this time, it is my honor to call up 6 of our honorees who are able to join us here this evening. Sam Fragan, Davidi Ronen, Sarah Schloss, Miriam Steinmetz-Silber, Juliette Bergwerk, and accepting and responding on behalf of all of the honorees, Max Kane. Please come on up. Thank you. Thank you.
This past summer, with the breakout of Operation Tzuk Eitan, I found myself a platoon sergeant in the Golani Brigade. My brigade commander, Hassan Elian, made headlines this summer for a few reasons, one of which was he was seriously injured, spent about 12 hours in the hospital, and against doctor's orders returned to the battlefield to be with the over 1,000 soldiers fighting under his command. A career officer in the Army over 30 years felt that he had to be there with his soldiers and ran away from the hospital to be with us. The second reason he made headlines was a recording that you heard part of in Gilly's unbelievable video that I'd like to share with you. He said in the recording, Chativat Golani kan kod kod. Chativat Golani, Golani Brigade, this is your commander speaking. Hayom Motzei Shabbat, it is Saturday night. Am Yisrael kulo me'achoreinu v'noseh et einav lechativat Golani. The Jewish people are entirely behind us and counting on the Golani Brigade. Tzula atkafa, atkafa sof. Go on attack, over and out. When I initially heard that, it was nice, good to know that you have somebody with a little experience leading you. And after many months of thinking about that radio transmission, it took on a whole new meaning to me. Minutes before crossing the border into Gaza, hours before 16 Golani soldiers would lose their lives and close to 100 would be injured. The last thing our commander wanted to tell us wasn't keep your head down, wasn't turn your safety off, and wasn't make sure your gun's clean. It was don't forget the Jewish people are behind you. Don't forget whatever you go through, you have an entire nation of world Jewry, 18 million Jews counting on you, supporting you, and knowing that you can do what you're trained to do and what they're relying on you to do. As SAR graduates, knowing that we have our high school community, their support, their love, years after we graduate, in my case, 4 years after I graduate, some of us more, and that when they feel that they're proud of us for doing something, they don't forget us, they support us. That love of the SAR community, of world Jewry, of everyone is what gives you strength to go on after you've lost friends, or commanders, or after weeks of not seeing home, after months of not seeing your family. That's what gives you the strength to continue. With that being said, I would like to thank all of you for your unbelievable support this summer in general, this unbelievable honor at the dinner. Thank you. There's one more group of people that, on behalf of all 20 of the soldiers being honored, I'd like to give a personal thank you to. Rabbi Harcsztark stole it a little bit, but I'd like to reiterate it because I could say it 12 more times and it's still not shown how important it is. To the families of ours, when people ask me how my summer was, I say my summer was difficult. My family's summer was far more difficult. Okay, sometimes it's not easy being a lone soldier, not having your family there, but it's far harder as a family having your child on the other side of the world when it's at war or when it's not knowing what's going on with them, not speaking to them weeks at a time. I can speak for myself, but I know I'm speaking for everyone. Without your support, we wouldn't be where we are. Thank you so much. Shavua Tov.
Wow. It's amazing how remarkable these children are. What a program. We are truly humbled by the magnitude of all of our honorees' contributions to SAR and to Klal Yisrael. I'm not even sure how much applause we have to give these people. It's really extraordinary. Though the hour is late and we would like to take a moment, I still think it's important for us to take a moment and express our gratitude to all the people who worked tirelessly to make tonight possible. So if you give me a moment, I'd just like to identify some of those folks. Specifically, we have our regional vice chairs, Hudi and Lawrence Askowitz, Dahlia and Moshe Bellows, Carolyn and David Gabay. There are a lot of names, so let's just, Jill and Arthur Green, Jody and Stephen Halper, Rebecca and Adam Ingber, Michelle and David Levine, Shari and Nathan Lindenbaum, Aviva and David Mann, Rabia and Oliver Mitchell, Valerie Altman and Dan Perla, Jill and James Schwabe, Ariel and Joshua Wiener. Thank you to you and your army of callers for reaching out to every member of the SAR community. From the Administration and Development Offices of SAR, Rabbi Benny Krause, Rabbi Rabbi Harcsztark, Deborah May, Heidi Greenbaum, Heidi Kane, Sarah Hassan, Rachel Spinner, Naomi Cole, Deborah Ives, Sally Oceans, David Oceans, Nick Fata and his team, as well as Andy Sandler and the technology team. Our journal co-chairs, Judy Friedman, Sarah Greenstein and their team, Randy Carey, Toby Hames, and Vicky Turek. Our video producer, Gilly Moore. Our music producer, Shim Kramer. Our catering chair, Karina Parker. And although she didn't make a video, but she's a rock star, let me tell you. Our decor and gifts committee, Marley Herskovici, Roni Blinder, Alice Leibowitz. Please join me in giving kavod to those people who dedicated countless hours to making this evening such a success.
Every class, every program, and every extraordinary moment at SAR is simply not possible without your support. We want the best for our children. The best for their future is a klal that is strong in number, steadfast in their beliefs, and unwavering in their commitment. This goal demands nothing less than a personal commitment to make Jewish education a priority in our lives and in our giving. Together, let's ensure that we inspire the next generation of the Jewish people in the way that these 20 SAR alumni have been inspired. Thank you for your generosity, and not to mention your patience. Please join us for dessert downstairs.